Satan was a baby boomer. Satan was a baby boomer. I mean, give me a break. Satan has been here since the whole goddamn whatever this place is began. Satan's power is pure deception. He has no power other than to deceive you. And as you can see, it's very easy to deceive humanity. Look how easy it is to deceive humanity. Excuse me. Give me a fucking smoke here. I'm looking at Geno X 1987. He's an atheist. Then why are you here? Why are you even existing? Why are you listening to me? Why even exist? The fact that we exist suggests that whatever happens to us when we cease to exist here, we have to exist somewhere else. And that's just based on the laws of energy. Energy never goes away. It just transfers. So anyway, hey, Geno, the fact that you're like, hey man, we just turned to dirt. Whether you believe in Satan or not, he's already got you. You haven't even sold your soul to him. I mean, if you're going to fucking submit to Satan, at least to sell your soul. Don't be some miserable piece of shit and you're going to fucking give away your soul. Sell your soul if you're going to think that way. Stupid. You're just giving away your soul if you're an atheist and say, you know what, sell it. Sell it, for fuck's sake. Give me a drink. Sell what? Well, maybe you need to conjure something up in order for you to sell it to. And I'm not going to tell you how to conjure that up, but you can conjure it up if you want. People are more evil than Satan. Well, that's because Satan, all Satan has to do is manipulate the minions to do his deed. That's all he has to do. It's manipulation. Satan has been here since the whole damn thing began, and he can manipulate everybody. You have to be enlightened. You know, because Satan is the prince of darkness. And if you're enlightened and you're bright, you shine light on the darkness, which exposes the deceit therein. All right, so just FYI, I don't know, you can take whatever you want with that. I mean, most of you people have already sold you haven't even sold your soul, you've given it away. The fact that you think that, oh, well, you know what, I'm just some bacteria on a rock, you have already given the fact that whatever this existence is, because you can't explain it. Even if you're an atheist, you can't explain why it is that you even exist. Because if you're an atheist and you believe that this is just happenstance, then why is it happening? Why is it happening? Why are you even experiencing this bullshit? And because you can't answer that, and because the same question that you pose to anyone who believes in a dogma, and I'm talking about you atheists, when you try to pose the question, oh yeah, well, why don't you try to prove God? Why don't you try to prove this? Well, why don't you try to understand that if you're nothing, then why are you even experiencing this shit? Why are you even here? All right, there's no explanation for you being here. It's kind of ridiculous, to be frank. I mean, the fact that we wake up every day and experience whatever the fuck this is something that people need to really kind of just, whenever they're alone and whenever they have some time to contemplate, instead of living in fucking fantasy land, why don't you contemplate that, hey, I mean, I am experiencing this. Who am I? What am I? And if you say, oh, I'm just some biomechanical fucking suit or whatever the fuck, then why the fuck are you even here, you fucking dumb shit? And look, I can't explain why we're here. You can't explain why we're here. So just based on that, that would suggest that because we exist here and we, I don't know, demise or we die, whatever the case might be, the probability of you existing outside of this materialistic realm, because all it is that makes you you is your senses. You know, your eyesight, how you hear, how you smell, how you taste, how you feel. That's the only thing that makes all this shit exist. Because believe it or not, outside of the frequency range in which you can see, which you can hear, which you can smell, there are things that go above the frequency ranges of your receptors of these senses. So, you know, you people need to recognize, and if you don't believe me, look, I think I've told you about this before, but it bears repeating. Sony, back in the late 90s, put out some kind of infrared, I think Hi8 video camera, you know, for consumers. Hi8 video cameras. And what they found is that if you put these Hi8 night vision video cameras,
I'd buy that for $1.
I'm here to chug beers and fuck. We get it, Froppy. All right. I thought you didn't like dudes. Well, never mind. I'll talk about that later. But anyway, I forgot what I was saying. You see that? That was Froppy, being told by Satan to shut Ghost up, all right, with some stupid bullshit so that we can move on, for fuck's sake, all right? Oh, yeah. Anyway, take the infrared cameras in the late 90s in the Sony, right? Anyway, what they found is when you put the night vision on these particular Sony cameras, you could see through the clothes of people that were outside. I'm not fucking joking around, okay? They had to take these out. You could still kind of find these, but you got to pay like a couple of grand for them now or some shit. I'm not kidding around. They had some infrared technology or some kind of like night vision technology in that Hi8 Sony camera, in which if you turn it on during the day, you could be able to like see through people's clothes. Now, what's even more interesting, believe it or not, is that if you take that same camera and you put it on the night vision in which you can see through people's clothes, if you put it up into the sky, you start seeing shit that's in the sky through the camera that you cannot see without it. All right? Yeah, hey, Dr. Autismo, there's the weaponized autism. It's a 1998 Night Shot, is what he said. Look it up. And I'm not fucking joking around. That's why they took that shit off the shelves. Because, believe it or not, you can fucking look at shit in the sky and, there's shit that you can't see. And I'm not saying that it's God, Gino, you fucking stupid moron. I'm saying is, your stupid fucking moronic thinking that you're superior and you see everything, you know everything. There's shit around you that you don't even fucking know about. And all you have to do is go outside the frequency ranges of your senses. And there are many different tools that science has invented for you to, do this. And there is shit around you that you fucking imbeciles don't even fucking know. You people are fucking stupid. And that's why it's so easy to manipulate you. Excuse me, I'm sorry, you fucking pieces of shit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, dude. I mean, you just pissed me off. You fucking pissed me off, man. You fucking pissed me off. And Vox Artificial said, wait, this reminds me of something I read about the terahertz radiation. Skim through these 2 paragraphs. Well, yeah, the only reason I bring up that fucking night shot Sony shit is because, look, regardless if you believe that there's, heaven or whatever, dogma or whatever, there's shit around us that you can't see. But if you had the right frequency range to either see it or hear it, because you can hear shit if you go to a different frequency, and if you had the tools to be able to do so. I mean, by the way, take a look at the frequencies right now, how we're able to take the radio waves that we used to use for terrestrial radio and we used to use for terrestrial television. We're now using that's why there's no more like UHF and all that. There's no more channels in which you can get regular terrestrial TV anymore. You can still get terrestrial radio, but the reason they took off the television is because those waves, those radio waves that line of sight the old terrestrial TV, are now being used to deliver this 5G, this bullshit that, there's audio and video that is instantaneously going all over. Who knows where it is? Many of you people don't understand that these are, very, sophisticated like images and frequencies and shit that are going through the fucking radio waves and that are going into your phone. And if that can exist, all right, if you can have like major fucking video, audio, images, you name it, if you can have that on your phone and you can't see anything, there's no LAN, there's no direct network connection, does that also mean that other things that are in the same frequency range, that are traveling through the radio waves that give us the 5G, don't you think that there's other shit out there that we can't fucking comprehend, that we can't see, that we can't hear? You understand? Here's another example. Back before FM and AM radio, we had something called wideband frequency. Wideband frequency, believe it or not, was, and you know what? Fuck you, lazy dude. Take the fucking lazy dude out. You're a fucking tard. Get out of here. All right? I don't give a shit if you're a VIP. All right? Fuck you. Get this fucking piece of shit out of here. Fucking asshole. Get him out of here. Anyway, as I was stating, wideband frequency back in the old days, and this is why, believe it or not, if you go get the old school radios that still work, the tube radios, and you plug them in, you can still hear old shit that was broadcasted back in the fucking 20s and the 30s. I'm not joking. Why? Because how they used to get frequencies from like New York, from London, because people used to hear New York, London broadcasts. They used to use this, and why? Because they would throw these frequencies into the air and up into the sky, and the ionosphere would bounce. They would stretch, like kind of have a bungee type of, or we shouldn't say a bungee, but a
I'd buy that
effect.
for $1.
Yeah, I'll unban lazy dude when I fucking feel like it, you fucking homosexual. But anyway, once it bounces off of the ionosphere and it comes down back onto the earth, and then it bounces up, and it has this never-ending frequency. Well, it ends, but it lasts for a long fucking time. All right, wideband frequency. And that's why if you have any radio that has a receiver that can be able to receive wideband frequency, you can still hear. I'm not fucking joking. You can hear shit that was broadcasted in the 20s and the 30s. That's why that stupid fucking nuclear game, I forgot what it's called, Fallout. That's why in Fallout, that's why all you can fucking hear, at least in the game, is all this classic shit, because there's nothing broadcasting. Everything's dead. So what you're receiving is the wideband frequency shit from like the fucking 20s and 30s. Yes, it is. Fucking idiot. Give me a fucking drink. All right, you know what? I don't even know why I explain anything to you fucking simpletons, man. Most of you people have been injected with shit that you don't even know what it is. By the way, did you hear the CDC, the guy that was in charge of the CDC during Trump's administration, that was on the same stage as Fauci when they were telling everybody to get this fucking shot? He's admitting it. And did y'all see? He was with Chris Cuomo. It was an interview with Chris Cuomo. You know, you don't see Chris Cuomo anymore because he ain't with, fucking CNN. And the CDC guy said that, this is not good. We shouldn't have done this. And, we're going to see repercussions from this for a long period of time. All right, so just FYI, all right, you fucking morons. All right, hold on, let me get a couple more here. And look, I'm trying to get done with these donos here, because look, we don't have much left. Look at that, we don't even have much left. We got Minecraft Steve, which I think I already fucking. Oh no, I haven't said that. I haven't played that. I meant. All right, what is this? I'm blitzed, so let me take that off. All right, let me take that off for Christ's sake. And let me see what the hell this is. This is Serbo. What is this shit? Is this a game or is this like a song? I'm sorry I went off on that soliloquy. You know, when I get drunk, I have a compassion for humanity, and hey, if y'all don't care about each other, who gives a fuck, all right? And I don't give a shit if I'm losing listeners, all right? Fuck those people that left. I hope they fucking die in a fire. How do you like that? Give me a drink. What the hell is this, dude? I mean, hey, Minecraft Steve, I like where it's going, but, compassion for humanity, but I understand why the globalists want to kill. I do. I'm sorry. I mean, you should find a 70s book. Actually, I think it was from the 60s, called The Politics for Population Control. The Politics of Population Control. Take a look at that book, all right, dude? I'm just saying. And I've had this conversation in the inner circle, and some people in the inner circle say, well, why do you say this, Ghost? What makes you so special? What makes you think that you're going to be safe? I don't. I'm not naive. I live my life, and I try to make the best of it, and I could die at any time for any fucking reason. God forbid. All right? I mean, we're all here for a cup of coffee. No pun intended. We're lucky to even live in this modernity. I mean, you all could have lived in the history, before modernity, the history that is stained with the blood of the millions of people that died and habitually died, perpetually died, but instead, you're living in modernity when you could be a fucking weak piece of shit and be obsessed over cartoons and obsessed over fucking gaming and actually survive. You couldn't do that in the jungle. You couldn't do that in the Wild West. You couldn't do that if you were a goddamn settler. You couldn't do that if you were a part of feudalism. You couldn't do that shit. So, That's why I understand why the globalists, want to, try to see the most sane, well, I shouldn't say sane, the most, the most humane ways to try to guide humanity into a little bit more faster facilitation into thinning the herd. Hey, hold on, I forgot to go over the fucking, what is this? The terahertz radiation shit. Put the PC shot on. All right, terahertz radiation can penetrate.
I'd buy that for $1.
Do you have any stories that I can share that were supernatural? I can tell you in a minute. Hold on, but let me read what the fuck Vox Artificial says. He says, terahertz radiation can penetrate fabrics and plastics, so it can be used in surveillance, such as security screening.
I'd buy that for $1.
Hey, thank you, Weibo Ghost. To uncover concealed weapons on a person remotely. This is of particular interest because many materials of interest have unique spectral fingerprints in the terahertz range. This offers the possibility to combine spectral identification with imaging. In 2002, the European Space Agency Star Tiger team, based in Rutherford Appleton Laboratory, Oxford, UK, produced the first passive terahertz image of a hand. And by 2004, through Vision Ltd., a spin-out from the Council of the Central Laboratory of Research Councils in Rutherford Appleton Laboratory, had demonstrated the first compact THZ camera for security screening applications. The prototype system is successfully image guns and explosives concealed under clothing. Passive detection terahertz signatures avoid the bodily privacy concerns. Yes, sure they do. Sure they do. And once again, I'm glad you guys are looking up that one Sony camera when they put this night vision shit. It was the night shot. If you put that on during the day, you can legitimately see people's fucking, like, you can see them naked. You can legitimately see them naked. And then and that's if you put it on during the day. You had to put it on during the day. And if you put it up into the sky, you would see shit that wasn't there. Let's just put it that way. There used to be shit on YouTube that showed that, but I think they've since took it down because ain't nobody want to talk about that shit. And trolling the interwebs, that camera is why Ghost is bald now. I ain't bald. All right. Since we're in the esoteric mood, do you have any supernatural stories you care to talk about? All right, let me talk about this supernatural story, and I guess we'll get to Radio Graffiti. I'll be honest with you. I have tried to put myself in situations where I want to witness, these types of things, and all I can say is when I've slept in a home where this was in like the Valley area, believe it or not. This was in McAllen, or I think it was in Brownsville, somewhere around the that region. And I stayed in a house that supposedly a group of maids that were tending to this house that was on some land. One of the maids claimed that she saw the devil choking her sister. And her sister had kind of dropped dead from what they claim was a heart attack and shit like that. So I wanted to actually stay there. Believe it or not, I really wanted to see supernatural shit. And the only thing that I've ever been able to kind of hear is, little creaks or settling of the house. Or I think I have had shit move. Which I don't know if you can completely blame that on, supernatural shit. I mean, but shit does kind of move, and I don't really think of it as any kind of, I don't really think of it as any kind of supernatural deal. But I have been in I've tried to put myself in scary situations. Anyway, when I stayed there at this house, it was just creepy. It wasn't, I didn't see anything. There wasn't any fucking devil, anything of that nature. I also went to the tracks, which out here in San Antonio, there's a lot of haunted places out here in San Antonio, Texas. And there is a train tracks that's out in the south side of San Antonio where a bus full of children had actually gotten killed by having a train run through the school bus. And believe it or not, if you go down to the tracks, and people do, they do all the time, and I've done this many times as well. I've done it so many times that this is a little creepy. This is a little creepy. If you go down these tracks where these kids were all killed in this bus accident, and if you put your car in neutral, and believe it or not, if you put your car in neutral, you actually have to go uphill and then over the tracks, right? But the story goes is that the ghosts of those children actually push cars over the tracks to save them, from the train that ended up killing them. And believe it or not, I've been to this tracks area at least 50 times, and every time I put it in neutral at the bottom of the hill. I've been in back of the fucking. I even like sat in the back of the trunk, to see anything, and mocked it. And dude, it still pushes you over those tracks. It is very, very creepy. And that's something that I really can't explain. That's the only thing that I really can't explain. So anyway, thank you, Cyber Sloth. Anyway, if y'all happen to be out here in San Antonio, go to the tracks. It's in a it's not in a dangerous area. You have to go through a lot of weird shit to get there. Like, to get to the tracks, first of all, you got to go to the south side, which is a fucking shithole part of town. Secondly, you got to go through a lot of different haunted shit. Like, you got to enter something called the aqueducts. Now, the aqueducts, it's a typical aqueduct, but the story goes with that haunted shit is that some crazy homeless man in like the 30s or 20s or some shit took a kid into the aqueducts, and they were never able to find the kid or this fucking homeless prick. And you could hear the cries of the kid, or some shit. So that's one, okay? And then you keep going, because you have to, if you're going to get to the tracks, you got to go through this shit. You got to go, and you find something called the Chinese graveyard. And the Chinese graveyard is a graveyard of a bunch of like Chinese that were building the railroads and all this fucking bullshit. And that is rather fucking creepy, okay? So once you go through the aqueducts, you got to go through the fucking Chinese graveyard. And then you go through this like weird area where you could tell Satanists and fucking there's all kinds of fucked up weird graffiti and all kinds of weird shit, which is under an underpass and a bridge and shit. So you go past that, and then once you get to that, there's this street. You go down that street, and there's the tracks. And it's like in the middle of nowhere. And once you get there, you put your car in neutral. You put your car in neutral. And you this is what I do. I park it, make sure the shit is absolutely stopped, then put it in neutral, put the brakes off, and the shit pushes you over. I can't explain it. I cannot explain it. And what's eerie is if you go past the tracks, it's actually a fairly decent upper class neighborhood. But if you take a look at the street names of the streets in back of the tracks, it's all the kids that died in the bus. I'm not fucking kidding. It's fucking creepy. So I guess that's probably the creepiest fucking shit, in my personal opinion. I'm not fucking joking around. That is an absolute 100% true story. Take a look at it if you're ever out here. All right? And because some fucking idiot named Weibo Ghost doesn't care, tell you what, I'm doing another fucking video. How you like that shit, Weibo Ghost? You don't care? Why don't you care about these nuts, you fucking piece of shit? How do you like that? 'Tis the season, and the truth. Do you go to the gym? And if so, what workout your routine? Well, listen. I don't really go to the gym much, all right? As a matter of fact, I don't like gyms. I have a exercise room in my home, and I try to get in there as often as I can, but I ain't got time for that, all right? And I've been married for a long, long time, and I love my woman. So, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand, like, oh, health, this, I want to. But listen, I knew a woman that I talked to that was an older lady. She was in a wheelchair. Don't do any meme shit or don't talk shit. And this was when I was a young man. I think I was like when I met this woman, like I was like maybe 30 years old. I was a really young man, and I don't want to say the context in which it was like kind of a Christmas context. I might as well say it. I donate my time to occasionally, you know, I mean, me and the family, me and Mrs. Ghost, you know, whenever there are holidays around, we've occasionally gone out and have like volunteered for stuff, and I volunteered for this one year to, like, I think it was Thanksgiving or Christmas, but we the elderly, you know, folks that are in the nursing homes and that sort of thing. And I chatted with this woman when I volunteered, you know, very young, man, when we were me and the kids, and, you know. I talked with this woman who was like, I think she was like 80 years old. Very lucid. Extremely lucid, very intelligent. And, you know, because after you serve the food, you know, I went out and, you know, talked to the elders that had family or didn't have family or any of that nature. And there was this one woman.
I'd buy that for $1.
Oh, great. Thanks, your capitalist wife. Anyway, there was this one woman who didn't have any family. And she was like 80, I think she was like 80 something. She was up there, but she was in a wheelchair. And I talked to her, and she was very, very intelligent and, you know, a very lucid woman. And I asked her, I was like, you're very lucid, you know, I mean, what'd you do? She said, I used to jog and I used to walk, and that was my exercise, you know, going out jogging, going out walking. And I said, oh, well, you know, that's great, you know, that you did it. And she said, no. She said, it got me in this wheelchair, which is why I'm here. She's like, look, my legs are shot. She's like, I would have never have ran. She straight up told me, I swear to Christ, that she straight up said, look, I would have not have ran all those years if I would have known that, you know, my legs were going to go out. And yeah, I mean, I'm healthy. Look at me. I mean, I'm here, and it's a true story, dude. And I'm not trying to say that you shouldn't run or you should or whatever, but that stuck with me. You know what I mean? And I leave my chance with fate. You know, I leave my chance with fate. I've never taken pills or, you know, none of that shit, dude. You know, and I've navigated my life. Now, don't get me wrong. I eat whole foods. I eat fucking salads, and, you know, I eat a lot of stuff. I don't drink all day. I usually wait till I'm at the end of the evening, and that's when I start drinking. And then as a result, I think that's why I wouldn't say I'm healthy or anything, but I mean, I'm still going. I mean, look at this. I'm on a fucking goddamn stream for 7 hours and 36 minutes, for fuck's sake. So, in my opinion, folks, this is how I live my life. I'd rather drop dead than be in some fucking hospital with these fucking people that you think that are trying to help you. Most of the people that are RNs, most of the people that are nurses, and, you know, all these fucking little pissant assistants and shit, they're all fucking gay or single mothers. They fucking hate people that they're, I mean, don't think that they don't. That they read their chart, they see how they are. And if you want my opinion, that's who either gets well very much and leaves the hospital, and those that don't, there's some kind of like, I don't like this person. I don't like this person. And I'll be honest with you, if you want my view, I think that's really what hospitals and all that shit's about. I just talked to you guys about how I understand that there's a population control situation. But, you know, many of you people that took